Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with some more Mount Blade 2 Bannerlord news. So, I'm a little bit behind here, but I've gotten several requests to go over the various dev blogs that TaleWorlds is doing now. You guys are a little bit late to the party. Basically, they decided a couple weeks back that they were going to change how they were addressing the community, and they started doing a weekly dev blog. Basically, every Thursday they put out a Q&A with somebody from the team or talk about what they're working on as a company. And so there's been a couple, but I'm going to cover this particular one, which I consider the first one. There are ones before these, but this is really the first one since they made that announcement. And then there's another one, which is a Q&A with the head of the company. And so I'm going to probably record these back to back and just post them together. That way I can catch up and then sort of cover them as they come out. I will, of course, have links in the description if you guys would rather just read it than listen to me. But I'm going to sort of talk about what they're saying, what that might mean, and, you know, sort of speculate a little bit, you know, try to work up some discussions or something. But not everybody wants that. So, again, link in the description if you'd rather just read it. Or you can just go to their website, which it's like on the front page. Alright, so they basically say, hi, Gamescom's around the corner. Gamescom actually just ended yesterday, to give you some perspective as of, you know, when this is being said. Oh, by the way, August 17th is when this one came out. So 10 days ago, at the time of recording this. So they basically say, you know, before you get too hyped up, they're not going to announce a release date at Gamescom. And they basically acknowledge that they know they've sort of been stringing us along, albeit unintentionally. It's not like they're doing this on purpose. But they're saying that they aren't going to release a release date. Or maybe a release date for the release date. Anyways, they're not going to release one because that's just not how they work. That's what they're saying. They work for themselves. They don't deal with a publisher. So they're not going to make an arbitrary deadline that they have to get this game out by and then be held to that. They're going to make the best game that they possibly can, and they are going to release it when they feel it's ready. Now, do I agree with this? Yes and no. I mean, I like that they're not going to push a game out before it's ready like so many other companies do. And I really respect them for that. On the flip side, though, this game has been in development for a very long time, and there are a lot of people losing faith in it, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But there are people losing faith in this game. If you look at my past Bannerlord videos over the last couple weeks, there are a lot of people that don't think that this game is ever going to come out. I've heard people accuse this of being like vaporware. I don't agree with that at all. I think it is going to come out. I'm not going to say confident, but I really want the game to be good, and I believe that it will be. So, yeah, I mean, I think that they should give us something. I mean, the blogs are definitely a step in the right direction, don't get me wrong. It's just, they've been talking about, you know, early access or beta to get it into our hands, let us play test it and find the issues. I wish they would do something like that, and maybe early access isn't the right way to do it. Maybe a beta is better. Maybe it's just not ready for a beta yet. I don't know. But nobody will know until the game is in our hands. And so I'd like to see them, if they're not working toward that, I'd like to see them work toward that. I understand if the game's just not there yet. But I definitely think giving us a little bit more would relax a lot of people. Which, I mean, I think this devblog is doing that to some degree. That said, I don't think they should push the game out early if it's not ready, and I stand by that. So, take your time, but if you can show us some more, by all means, do it. Alright, so, blah, 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 basically just what I was talking about. And then here they sort of address the people saying that they might be doing this on purpose. They're saying from a business perspective, there's no benefit for them to delay this release. And I agree with that completely. They're not gaining anything from holding this game back. If anything, they're putting people off. I think they're actually losing money because they're delaying this game. And I've been saying that for a while. If they were really concerned with making top dollar, they would have put this game out as soon as possible when the hype was at its peak. And it's far from that now. So you know, I don't get why people say that. On the flip side, there are a lot of people saying that they're basically running out of money and that the company's going to go bankrupt before they finish the game. I call bullshit on that as well, because if they were truly in that position where it came down to, okay, we don't have the funds to keep making this, all they would have to do is put this game out in early access. If they drop this game on early access on Steam tomorrow, it would be the top selling game on Steam, guaranteed. They would not need a penny if they put this game out in early access. So if they were really hurting for funds, I think they would do that before they just, closed up shop. And they're not doing that. So I don't see how that side of the argument is logical either. All right. So having said that, we all understand that some of you might fear that we are abandoning the game or that we are stuck in development hell. We can assure you that this is not the case. We have, of course, made our share of mistakes and false starts, which have added to development time, but not more than what could be expected from a project of this scale. So, yeah, pretty much, they're working on it. They're doing their best. They are not a big developer. We've talked about this in previous videos. They're pretty small. It started as a husband and wife team. They're up to 50 employees now, but that's still nothing compared to the size of the dev teams working on like GTA 5 or Elder Scrolls games, or even the Mass Effect trash they're putting out these days. So yeah, they're doing pretty good for a very, very small development team. And so then they go on to say, why so many years then? Well, the main reason is the size of the game. Bannerlord is a huge sandbox campaign which contains a number of different features, blah 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 blah. They go on to list some of the features. If you've been following my videos, you should be familiar with these. I'll list a few though. So fief and kingdom management, if you guys haven't been keeping up, basically the way fiefs work now is they all start as sort of a basic village. That isn't to say that at the beginning of the game everything will be a basic village. That is to say that everything has the same basic building block, and some fiefs are going to be built up more than others. But they all start as a basic village, and then you add on things like castle walls or a blacksmith or things like that until they're built up into a castle, or whatever they become. But they're all the same. They're all created equal at the beginning now, whereas before you had towns, castles, and villages, and those things never mixed. Now they're all one and the same, just some are built up more than others. Deep trading system, we haven't really seen anything about that, but it sounds like they're going to make it a lot more involved and intuitive than it was in the past. Diplomacy and relationship system, again, haven't seen a ton of it, but we do know that it will be deeper than in Warband. We also have heard rumors, and I haven't seen these confirmed for myself, so I don't want to say they're anything more than rumors, but we have heard rumors of permadeath, sort of like dynasty or lineage type stuff, a la like Crusader Kings, where if your player character dies, then you basically start playing as his heir. The same is true for the AI, so if you capture an enemy lord, you could execute him, and then his holdings would be passed on to his heir. And that in and of itself, I mean, Crusader Kings 2 is a whole game about that. So putting it into a game like this that already has so much else going on, I can imagine, is a pretty difficult task. Then they're talking about multiplayer, which is going to carry over the features from Warband, as well as add new ones like the Captain mode that we've seen recently in the GamesCom gameplay footage they've put out. So yeah, they've got a lot going on. And they basically just conclude saying that this is why they haven't come out with a release date. They're not going to do it at GamesCom. They're going to work on their own timetable to make the best game that they can, and I'm okay with that. It kills me. I don't want to wait, but I'm going to because I'm excited as hell for this game, and I can't wait to play it. So that's it for this one. Again, the next one is going to be a Q&A with Armagon Yavuz, who is the founder of TaleWorlds, and basically the CEO, game director. Pick a title, he's got it because he basically runs everything. So yeah, thanks for sticking through to the end if you made it this far. I'm going to do my best to cover these more on point in the future. Again, I'm a little bit behind, but they're coming out every Thursday, and so hopefully I can catch up and start covering them the day they come out. Obviously, this one didn't have a ton of information. The next one should, because we're talking to the the head honcho. But I guess that will remain to be seen. So thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time talking about some Bannerlord with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next video.